everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have a very special book for all of you to see. This is a book here, you can see that. It's called Progressive Parenting and it's written by Father John Parankimalil, who is the director of the DBI Institute in Kharguli. He has written several books, but this is one of my favorite books because it's on parenting and how we should raise our children. We should not just say that, okay, we've given birth to our child, we are feeding, we are sending the child to school, we are clothing the child, but what else? What else is important in raising our children? There are so many nitty-gritties to raising your child. How we speak with our spouse, how we speak with our helpers, how we speak to the driver. All these things are important. And this book, again, I have one chapter which I was reading on how we can praise our children, and we sometimes think that if we praise our children, then they could start dominating us. Well, that's not the case. But before I go on further, this book is available in the Provincial House bookstall. You can also get it in DBI, and it's in the Provincial House. The bookstall is known as Don Bosco Communications. So you can go there and pick up this book. You can buy this book, and it's not even very expensive, but it's worth every word that is written here is very, very important. So you must read this book for all parents who are on their way to progression with their children. So this is one book which is written by one of my favorite fathers of Don Bosco, Father John Parankimalil. I call him Father Johnny, who is a wonderful person. If you just sit with him for some time, you'll feel so good because he's such a positive person with that smile, with so many things to share. The knowledge that he carries, everything is so super, so awesome. So I will tell you about the 100 ways to say well done to your child. We probably just say well done, but then there are so many ways of saying it, and he has just listed out a couple of them, but I'm sure you do it in your special way. But I'm going to read out a couple of them, and I really feel this is very important. This is wonderful, and the chapter which goes with it is about using praise and appreciation effectively with your child and how effectively you should use it. So here is one. You could say, that's super, spot on, I like it, super stuff, really great, what a good try, brilliant, clever, boy or girl, I am impressed, what a brainwave, you do work well, very imaginative, nice try, that's good work, superb, well remembered, good logic, excellent work, good thinking, you're a star. You're doing well. Great try. Great thinking. Well done. Well figured out. I like that. Congratulations. You are doing great. You have done really well. Keep on trying. You show real promise. You have great ideas. You've mastered it. Well thought out. You have fitted a lot in. How imaginative you are. Good problem solving. What a perfect example. Well worked through. I'm very proud of you. This is one of my favorite sentences. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of your work. You are really tuned in today. A very good try. You learned quickly. You really stuck with it. You don't give up. You don't give up. Wow. Beautiful job. That's good thinking. You've got the hang of it. You have done better than before. That's a fine attempt. You are a problem solver. I couldn't have done better myself. You soon mastered that. You've got that down to a fine art. Pleasure to see you work like that. One more try and you will be there. I love saying this to my students as well. Go ahead and try and you can do it. Your work is improving. You are a pleasure to teach. Once again, Progressive Parenting by Father John Parankimalil, Father Johnny, who's a wonderful author. He's got some wonderful videos on YouTube as well. He's got his own channel and he does marvelous work about how to work with youth, how to work with children, and how parents should work with their children. This is a fantastic book. Now, this brings me to the point where I had a phone call yesterday from a young girl who I know, and who was telling me, the first thing she told me over the phone was that my son is constantly on the phone. He's constantly, now his exams are here, but he's constantly on the phone. And I think that it is very natural that children actually are on the phone most of the time. And please believe me, one thing for all parents, some of the ones who are growing up now, the younger kids might be on some game or something, but the ones who are older, the adolescent, the children who have already crossed adolescence, or they are in their adolescence, they are the ones who are very creative. So please try and see what they are doing. So as I delved deeper in with this lady who called me up, and then she started divulging about her son, and she started saying that my son is actually very talented. And then he does this creative thing and that creative thing. When he's on the phone, he's not playing a game, but he's actually doing something very interesting. So I said, there, see, you started off by reprimanding your son, and as we started talking nice things about your son, you started saying wonderful things about your son. So it is important, my dear parents, that you should not get into the mode of reprimanding your child, scolding your child, demeaning your child, humiliating your child, scolding your child for no reason. Of course, there could be genuine reasons that your son is not studying, or your son is not listening to you, not being obedient, but there are stages for every child. When I went into one of the toddlers schools, and what happened there was that parents started telling me, these were like 3.5-year-old kids, and they were telling me, young mothers were telling me that my child does not listen to me, doesn't follow a routine. Now, for a 2.5 years, 3 years, these children are too small to follow a routine. Let them be free. As they grow older, then you should teach them the routine. Now, what I taught this young lady was that you must start having a routine yourself, so that your son also starts understanding that my mother is following a routine, doing something special for her own self, so why can't I do it for myself as well? So you have to do something, some activity which will make it even more important for your children to follow. You say that your child is not reading, or your child is not a good reader, does not want to read, but at the same time you are not reading yourself. You are not reading a single book yourself. So how are you expecting your child to actually do some reading? You have to read, you have to set an example, you have to show him that this is how we read. When you set an example, you set an ambience inside the house, in the house itself, and automatically things will fall in place. Your son will start reading instead of being there with his game or something like that. He would rather read because he's seen both his mom and dad reading books, not just the newspaper. But then it's important that you pick up a novel of any language, English, Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, whatever language suits you. Please pick it up, start reading, because I am somebody who will continue to say this to you also, my dear parents, that when you will start appreciating your child more often, when you perfect your own self. Without being a role model, without doing something special for your own self, don't expect the same from your child. When you do something wrong, then don't expect your child to do something right. This is what I had to say. More of it will follow, but then be kind to your child. Be as loving as possible, because children need a lot of love. I always say one thing to the parents: hold on to your child, be the last person to let go. When they let go also, just hold on, because they feel very special when you hold on to them and make them feel loved and cared for. This is what children need. And as you love them more and more, instead of reprimanding them, instead of humiliating them and scolding them, you will see that they will bloom into beautiful adults. That is what we want. We don't want to put bad memories inside their minds and say that, and when they grow up, they will say that these are the memories I had of my mom and dad scolding me so badly, that they humiliated me so much. Let us not do that. Let us be very nice and kind and loving to our children so that they grow up into beautiful, loving children by default. And you don't have to make an effort about it. Okay? So I'm going to see you again, and I'm going to make more videos for all of you. Love you. I'm sending you virtual hugs to each of the parents out there so that you can again love your children in return. Thank you.